Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. This video, we're talking about income properties and opportunities at Lake of the Ozarks. Let's check it out. All right, guys. So, hey, I always get the question on, hey, if I make an investment or if I purchase at the lake, is that a smart investment? Am I going to get a good ROI and a return on my investment? And the simplicity to that answer is always going to be yes, right? The appreciation values and year over year have continued to increase and be a very healthy place for you to make a purchase, right? At the end of the day, Lake of the Ozarks is on the map now. People know about it. The demand is there. And so it's going to be a good place. If you bought a home today and you sold it 5 or 10 years from now, you will 100% make profit on that home, assuming you don't destroy it or do something dumb. But it's a great place to make an investment. But outside of that conversation, we have folks that are asking, like, very specifically, if I make a purchase and I want a short-term rental or long-term rental, like, can I use that for income purposes? Like, how good of an investment and an ROI can I get on a monthly basis? So I wanted to dive into that a little bit. And it'll be kind of easy because I can use my family and myself as a prime example, right? We know that I split my time between Colorado and Missouri. And so when I'm not down there, we have our property listed on Vrbo and Airbnb. We allow people to rent it. We a la carte our property a little bit, which I'll talk about in a second, but that's definitely a factor, right? We for sure earn income off of that property that helps offset the mortgage payment. Now, we also use the property a lot. And so I'd imagine if we didn't and we purely just let it fly as a rental, we would make enough money to pay the mortgage every single month and probably have money left over afterwards. Now, again, we love being down, so we're always using the property, and so it's not open for availability as much as other places would be. So anyway, what I can do is speak from experience, right? Which is, we know that this area is a peak season tourism type area. And so the draw and attraction is summertime vacations and hang out with your family, or it's a bachelor or bachelorette party, like there's some type of event, there's golfing things that are going on. But a lot of that stuff is stemmed during your peak season, your Memorial Day to Labor Day, right? So if you have a property and you're not using it and it's out for rent during that peak season, you should have no problem putting people into it, assuming the property is a nice property, decent property. You shouldn't have any problems with that, right? The thing to think about and consider is the off season, right? Not a lot, right? We get maybe some stragglers from time to time, but you're not going to get a lot of people that are going to come down to hang out in December or January. It's just not going to be a thing. So when you're looking at the ROI, you have to be very careful and run your numbers very carefully, understanding that you need to pack them in when you can, understanding that they're not going to be there kind of in those winter months. And so maybe you want to find a different place, right? Maybe you want something more year-round that's more rentable year-round, right? So like Gulf Coast or something, or in Florida where you can do something like that. Now, probably going to cost you more, but you could rent it year-round. So think about that as you're moving forward. That'd be something we would talk about, how often you're going to use the property during that peak season, how much you think you can get for that property. Do we have a mortgage on it? Do we not? There's a lot of factors that go into it, and I don't want to go too far ahead of anything or just start rambling, because I could easily do that with this topic, but there's a lot of factors that go into play that we would love to help you with. With our property, right? We know I split my time. Colorado, Missouri, we like to use the property as much as we possibly can. When we're not there, we rent it out, and we have no problem renting our property. Now, we have a single family home, and you could almost a la carte your property, okay? So ours sleeps, 12 people, right? You have an upstairs and a downstairs, 2-car garage, a dock with a boat lift. Now, not everybody is looking for that, right? There's not always a 12-person party that needs all that space, which means I'm losing the attraction from just 2 couples going down. We don't need 10 beds. We only need 2 beds. Cool. We've learned that when you're doing this, you got to put your brain into this hospitality business. So you have to create attraction for multiple different types of parties and all of the needs that they might have. And so, cool. If you want all of it, you want upstairs, downstairs, garage, dock, you want it all, that's this listing at this price. If you just want the upstairs, no dock, no garage, just the upstairs, cool. If you just want the upstairs, but maybe you want the garage or maybe you want the dock, okay, cool. We can a la carte that, just pay a little extra, do a lot of things. But what that does is it takes one property and creates multiple listings, okay? So you have more eyes now on your property. That's something to think about if you want to make a purchase as a second home. You can make sure that that property meets your family needs first, but then, hey, does this property, could this property be rentable for other people? And could we attract the big parties, and could we also maybe chop it up and attract, something smaller? And so I could go way down the rabbit hole. I think that's the saying. I can go way down the hole with more stuff on how to create your home into this hospitality type world. But just know there's a lot of ways to do it, right? On a single family home, you can chop it up, you can do the whole thing. There's a lot of cool creative things that you can do when it comes to short-term rentals. I also really, really like the idea of, doing this with condominiums too. And if you think about snagging a 2-bedroom with a loft or a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom condo, and you're tossing in some bunk beds and you're creating this resort style kind of persona and look, I think there is a massive amount of opportunity, and certainly something we're also looking at doing. And think about it from the perspective of those condos are going to have HOA fees, right? So, I don't like HOA fees. They're annoying and blah, blah, blah. Like, totally get it. However, they also are going to come with extra amenities and extra care on the property. So that $300, $500 HOA fee, number one, your renters are paying for it, so who cares? But it's going to take care of the grounds and the maintenance, and it's going to have amenities like pools and hot tubs and outdoor grilling areas and, I don't know, game rooms or volleyball or pickleball or tennis or whatever it could have. It's going to have more amenities than obviously your single family home is going to have. And a lot of time these condos are going to come with a boat slip. So you'll have a boat slip there, and a la carte it. You don't need a boat slip? Cool. You pay $50 less. Need a boat slip? Cool, you pay $50 more. And so if you're not living in the area full time and you're managing it from a distance, I really like those condos because the HOA will take care of the property while you're not there. It's secure. It's not just a single family home kind of sitting there. And like our property, it just sits there. So thankfully the area is a very kind, right, down to earth, Midwestern kind of people. So we have neighbors that will look after our property, and we have cameras around the outside of our property so we can see it from a distance. But if you have that condominium, you clearly have a lot more security and protection, a lot less weird wonky stuff is going to happen. And again, you're drawing an attraction to more amenities while the HOA fee kind of takes care of the property a little bit for you. So I love that idea. And one of the main reasons why I love that idea too is regardless if you're buying a single family home for yourself, single family for short-term rentals, or even this condominium concept, location, 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 right? It's the number one rule in real estate. Where we put these properties is going to be conducive to the return that we're going to get. And we know that the upper part of the lake, right? We refer to it as a dragon. So the head, neck, and belly area, the Lake Ozark, Village of Four Seasons, Osage Beach area is the heart, right? It's the congestion. It's where the retail stores are, the grocery stores, the coffee shops, the bars, the restaurants, the parks, the golf courses. It's where people are being drawn to. And so if you were able to get into the condominium game, there are a ton of opportunities. You might be able to snag 2 condos for the price of 1 single family home. And so depends on who you are, what you need, what you're looking for, your why, your purpose, but very specifically from that investment opportunity, if you snag those condos and you just let it rip from Memorial to Labor Day, you're not going to have any problems renting it out. You put that property in a very attractive location that's close to those amenities, and it's going to be a slam dunk. We know that from a map perspective, it looks like you can get around the lake pretty easily, but it's not the case, right? So we really, really want to make sure that we're putting the property in the right spot. We also have to make sure that if your intention is to short-term rental this property, that you're not buying in a condominium that has rules against that. So we got to make sure we do our homework and our due diligence to say, hey, what are the bylaws and the covenants going to look like of this HOA? Do they allow for short-term rentals? Is it already excluded? Is there anything coming up that could potentially change that? Those are the things that would deter somebody from buying a condominium. If you bought that for this purpose and then 2 years down the road they change the rules on you, well, that'd be a bummer. Now, clearly you could just sell the property and go do something else, but still annoying and still going to be a problem. Single family homes aren't going to have that. You're going to have obviously more control over what you do. You just might have to have a little bit more hands-on, right? And maybe you got to have a landscaper or a maintenance guy handy. The best way to do it is your cleaning person hopefully can also be your handyman. So if you're not around and the toilet breaks or something happens and you need to be there, well, for us, it's a 10-hour drive. So for me to just hop in the truck and drive 10 hours to flip a breaker switch or change plumbing or do something, that's not going to be very hospitable for the people that are renting my place, right? That's going to be annoying. So our cleaning person is also our maintenance person. And so, again, I can go down rabbit holes, and just randomly talk about a whole bunch of stuff when it comes to this. It's why I always say just call me, like reach out, call me, text me, email me, let's jump on a Zoom link. I love the idea of a lot of investment opportunities at the lake. And this kind of video is more geared towards like short-term rentals and verbos, but you might be able to snag some off-market deals. Every time I'm down here, I always look around and I'm always amazed about how many mediocre to kind of run down properties there are. And that would scare a lot of people, but if you snag one of those places and it has good bones, man, all you gotta do is slap a little lipstick on it, change some carpet and paint it and wall, like whatever, like minimal things. We're not trying to tear it down and rebuild it, but you come in and slap some lipstick on it, you could for sure turn that into a great rental property. You might be able to just flat out flip it for profit. And so the purpose of this is there's a lot of opportunity and a lot of creativity when it comes to how you can do investments here at the lake. Again, if you buy your own property and you live in it for 5 to 10 years and you sell it afterwards, you're going to make money. If you buy a single family home or a condo with short-term rental goals, you do it the right way, you're going to make money, right? And again, there's a lot of off-market, fixer-upper, fix and flip type opportunities here as well. And so I love dabbling into that stuff. I love getting creative on fun projects that you can get into. I have personal experience with our own property. And so again, call me, text me, email me, jump on a Zoom call with me. I would love to learn what you're looking to accomplish and of course try to figure out how I can help. So reach out whenever you can. I hope the video was helpful. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.